Hi everybody. Yes, we have a bit of a dark video. That is because I'm doing this video at, let's see, it's 6:19 a.m. right now in what is about to be winter. But please stay and watch and listen to the video because this could have very easily have been a podcast or something, just vocal. There's nothing really to see. I just wanted to come and talk to you a little bit. So the video is winter tips and wellness exercise. I have 4 tips for you and a wellness exercise. I could have thought of a lot more tips. I just, however, wanted to keep with the sequence of doing 4. So I hopefully picked the 4 best ones that are going to be the most useful for the collective. Tip number 1 that I have is to eat and drink healthy. This is obviously is important in any season, but the reason that I picked it for winter is because the reason that most people wind up getting sick, or that people get sick most of the time in the winter with things like colds and flus, isn't because of the coldness and the dampness of winter. It is the coldness and dampness of the winter combined with an overburdened or unhealthy or impaired immune system. And the biggest thing that contributes to the well-being of your immune system and its functioning is diet, what you put into your body for fuel. So one example of that I can use to illustrate this is Ruth Hendricks. Was a marathon runner for 15 years and she got cancer. So she did not get cancer because she was a helpless victim. And there's nothing that could have, changed it. It was just fate. That wasn't the case. It wasn't because she didn't exercise enough, clearly. It was her diet. It was what she was eating. And this is, what she has said. You can watch her in Forks Over Knives talk about it and tell her story. I highly recommend you do Forks Over Knives. It's a great video. So things that you can eat to be healthy. Veggies, plenty of veggies, the color spectrum, something orange, something yellow, something dark green. Get all your colors in there. And fruits as well, same thing. Get your colors in there. Teas can be great. Healthy, high protein foods, so seeds, beans, legumes, nuts, and clean water. So that would mean getting some reverse osmosis water, or if you can afford to, get a system that filters your tap water and will take out the fluoride and all the other contaminants in there. If you can't afford to do that right now, though, I recommend that you start getting reverse osmosis water and using that for your drinking and your cooking. They have this now at a lot of places. We have one at our local Walmart. We have one at one of our grocery stores and at our local co-op, and also Whole Foods, I think everywhere, carries the machines for the reverse osmosis water. So you just need a container then. You can buy containers, gallons, or 3 gallons or 5 gallons. I think maybe even 10 gallons. That would be pretty heavy to carry though, depending on what your need is. And most places you can actually, if you already have a container, you can use whatever. So that's what I'm recommending people do. It's not that expensive. It's like 30 something cents a gallon generally. And stay away from and don't partake in foods that are going to hurt your immune system. Meat, dairy, eggs, huge, destroying immune systems everywhere. Highly processed foods, not so good. The refined sugar, not so good. And that is everything for tip 1. Number 1, to eat and drink healthy. Tip number 2 is to practice good skincare and skin hygiene. Okay, so that may mean getting a pumice stone for your feet if your feet get really dry, a skin brush perhaps to brush your skin. It means eating a diet that is good for your skin and drinking plenty of clean water. And it means not using toxic lotions and moisturizers, so-called skincare products, and that would include things like chapstick, things for your lips. So most lotions and so-called skincare products out there are really not good for your skin at all. They're really bad for your skin health, actually. A lot of them have things that block our natural hormones that mess with them. They have chemicals in them that are not good for your skin. We absorb a lot through our skin. I think some people don't realize that. You think, well, you put something in your mouth, sure, you're eating it, but we absorb things through our skin as well. So putting a lot of chemicals on there, not good. Putting animal products on there, animal fats and whatnot, also not good. That's not helping anything. So if you feel that you need some sort of topical moisturizer for your skin, some healthy things you can use are cocoa butter, shea butter, avocado. You can make your own lotions and skincare products pretty easily. And if you have skin conditions, I have some affirmations for you out of the book You Can Heal Your Life by Louise L. Hay. I found this book had some really cool, useful information I really like. However, she's miseducated about diet. But the affirmations in here are great. I've been using some of them myself and seeing some results. So to share a few with you, skin problems in general, the affirmation she has for that is, I lovingly protect myself with thoughts of joy and peace. The past is forgiven and forgotten. I am free in this moment. And she also makes a statement beside these to say that she believes the underlying mindset that's causing these problems for skin problems is anxiety, fear, old buried gook, and the thought that I am being threatened. So let's see if I can find you some more specific ones. Eczema, I know, is in here. Eczema. I don't say that word correctly. Anyway, if I can just get to... Well, itching. That is... The affirmation is, I am at peace just where I am. I accept my good, knowing all my needs and desires will be fulfilled. And again, she thinks that this comes from desires that go against the grain, being unsatisfied, having remorse, and itching to get out or away. So taking these affirmations, reading them, writing them down, that's how you can use them. Singing them. Let's see, eczema. I'm getting closer. On F. Here we go. Eczema. Harmony and peace, love and joy surround me and indwell me. I am safe and secure. Let's go for acne. Acne. I am a divine expression of life. I love and accept myself where I am right now. She thinks that acne comes from not accepting the self and dislike of the self. Alright, what else? Warts. How about warts? Warts. I am the love and the beauty of life in full expression. And she thinks that warts come about from the thoughts of, or the thought patterns of little expressions of hate and belief in ugliness. So the affirmation again for that is, I am the love and the beauty of life in full expression. Alright, so that's tip number 2, practice good skincare and hygiene. Hello, busting through the time continuum, because I forgot one important tip or point on skincare, and that is that a lot of us in the winter tend to wear clothes that are heavier, and not necessarily cotton, that don't breathe so well. So making sure to give your skin and yourself time for it to breathe is important. So if you can, wear cotton outside as well as in, or some fabric that'll breathe. If you can't outside, you need to wear something else to be warm, then perhaps you can wear something cotton and breathable inside, or just go naked. Just go naked inside more, because it's really important to let your skin breathe. You don't want to keep it trapped up in fabric that it can't breathe through all winter long. So, alright, back to another time. Thank you. Tip number 3 is to feed your brain good brain food. Yeah, what people realize when they eat food, they're feeding their body. They don't realize you're also feeding your mind. But when you watch things, when you read things, what you expose your mind to is food for your mind and your brain also. So, good brain food would be playing games. Play some board games with your friends, your family, your kids. Something that stimulates your mind that you can have fun with. Do some puzzles, Sudoku, crossword puzzles, word search puzzles, word jumbles, things like that that stimulate your mind, your brain, and have it work a little bit. Exercise it. That's the word. Exercise it. Listening to uplifting, high vibrational music. With your online content, to make it good brain food, make it healthy intake. Humor is really good, always, of course, but in the winter where there's less sunlight, we're getting outside less probably. I think it's extra important to get some humor in your life, have a good laugh, because the sunlight, it gives us a feeling of, it increases our happiness chemicals, the release of them. And so, laughing will do that too. So I think it's really good to have some humor and get some good laughs in the winter. So, and avoid feeding your brain crap. So just a little brief on what I consider brain crap food, junk food, stuff that's not good for your brain. Television. I gotta, do it. I sort of wanna apologize to you TV watchers out there, because I'm not trying to pick on you or whatever, but it's true, and more people are realizing it. I've been talking to more and more people who are saying the same thing. Some of them will still watch movies, but they're like, cable, I just can't take all the advertisements. It's hideous. Cable TV, TV is just horrible. Throw your TV out. That's my advice. Or at least save yourself the money and cancel the cable. It's quite different to selectively pick a movie and watch movies from time to time. Again, you want to be selective and not feed yourself junk there too. If you're trying to follow this step and nurture your brain with good brain food. Brain crap. So online, there's tons of good content, tons of brain nourishing content. Thank goodness. There's also a lot of crap. So, some of this you can identify yourself. But, the news really, the news is run by like 6 corporations. So you're really getting a limited perspective fed to you with the news. You're getting a story that is really filtered through only 6 companies, basically. So, they're manipulating things a little bit. They're only showing you a piece of the puzzle, and a lot of times they tell you things that will cause you to feel fear or dread, low vibrational emotions. And they do this because
at least in part because that makes it easier to control people when they're low vibrational. Really, there's lots of wonderful things going on out in the world, but they're not telling you about that. And if that's where you focus your energy is on the negative stuff, that's what your mind is going to believe is going on, and it's not going to realize all the wonderful things. Um, so, and plus, the stories get tainted too. So anyhow, that and some of the magazines out there are just horrible. They're just full of lies and horribleness. Just advertising campaigns. It's just a bunch of advertising campaigns, really. I know this because I use magazines to collage twice a month, generally, at least once a month. I find them generally in places. I get them for free. I find them. And sometimes they're worse than others. Some of the really popular ones, or poppy ones is what I'm going to call them. I hope they're not popular, but they're just horrible. I read them, and, bad advice about food, bad advice about everything, and they're trying to sell this and that, and just keep the status quo, tell people what they want to hear, not promote evolution or change, any growth, nothing. They just keep things where they are, keep selling, and goodness, tell people what they expect to hear, I guess. I don't know, but horrible stuff. And then you got the images of people with tons of makeup on telling you that's what you're supposed to look like, and your lips aren't red enough. Goodness. Not good for you, your brain. Yeah, I guess that's all I'm gonna attack here. Rawr. If something makes you, if you really tune into yourself anyway, you'll know if something is nourishing you and inspiring you, uplifting you, or if it's more like a sugar high, sugar rush, where you're getting a little pleasure out of it and then you crash. And if something you're reading or listening to or watching is causing you a lot of anxiety, fear, negative, low vibrational emotions. So stick with the high vibrational stuff. That's good brain food, and push the low vibrational stuff aside. It's not for you. If you're trying to follow tip number 3, which is consume good brain food and avoid putting yuck stuff in your brain. So also, I have up a recommended movie and book list, reading list from last year, and all of those are still wonderful things. So check that out, and read a good book, read something that's gonna educate you and bring you more awareness about yourself and about health and being healthy, how you can be happier, live a better life. Watch something. So just a few of those. The World Peace Diet by Dr. Will Tuttle. Amazing book. That is my Bible and my favorite book. I highly recommend that one. Forks Over Knives is a great DVD. Excellent DVD. Very educational. Telling the truth about how things are within our bodies, how our bodies work, and how things are really great. A Delicate Balance is a great DVD. The China Study is a good book to look at for reference, but it's a little bit scientific, hard to understand some of it, I find. The Pleasure Trap is a wonderful book. It talks about how our natural instincts have gotten confused through modern technologies and things. So basically, biologically, everyone, all the animals and people, are programmed to do things that are in their best interest, the best interest for their health, and to procreate, to reproduce. And humans have some, and not just humans either. There's the moth with our lights. I mean, we created lights that are on outside at night, and these moths get drawn to them and attracted to them because in their genetic code, in their biology, they're programmed to go up towards the moonlight, and once they get to a certain level in the sky, they find their mates. So we have these streetlights, and they get sidetracked and go to the streetlights instead because we're also programmed to conserve energy. So it talks about addictions. Addictions do this, how they do it. They screw with the dopamine circuit in your brain. Dopamine is something that gets released when you have sex or when you eat some really good food. When you experience great pleasure. So if you're cold, you're outside and you find a fire and you go up to that fire, you're going to have some dopamine release too. That kind of thing. So it talks about addictions, including food, also, drugs, cigarettes, etc., and some other things like alarm clocks and what they're doing to our natural rhythms. So that's a great book to check out. And I have a whole, I have a list of them, so I'll try and get the link. Sorry, I don't have it to post for everyone else, but you can go to my Facebook page, www.workouttimeforwellness.com. Oh, that's not it at all. It's www.facebook.com/workouttimeforwellness.com. Or you can go to my blog, which is Our Wellness by Design at Blogspot. And just put in a search for annual recommended movies or books, yearly, whatever, 2014 recommended movies and books. And it should pop up for you if you do that in the blog. If you go to the Facebook page, look through the notes and you'll find it there. Thanks. So the fourth and final tip that I have for you is to exercise your feminine. We all have feminine and masculine sides, feminine and masculine energy within us that needs to be expressed in a harmonious and balanced way for us to be healthy and to have wellness. Unfortunately, in society, in this culture that I'm in the US right now, so the feminine has really been put down and the masculine has really been favored, so much to the point that I think a lot of men hearing this video will instantly have a reaction from their programming and goes, feminine side, that's not good, yeah, sure, whatever, It doesn't make you less of a man, just like my masculine side doesn't make me less of a woman. Masculine is more outward, feminine is more inward. So that's all. So exercise your feminine. In some ways you can do that. Meditate, stretch, do yoga. I say stretch and do yoga because this opens you up to receptivity. It opens you up to receive messages from your higher self, to be in touch with your wisdom, your inner wisdom, your inner knowing. It calms you. It makes you more focused, just like meditation will, and into your intuition. And it'll slow down some of the racing thoughts. If you have racing thoughts, you're very analytical and whatnot, which is masculine, it'll slow that down and promote the feminine, so you have that balance. There's nothing wrong with the masculine either. There's nothing wrong with being able to analyze things and all of that. It's just sometimes the masculine gets overactive, which is not good, and the feminine is underactive, which is not good. So you have to rebalance them. And it works the other way too. But in this society, in this time and age, it's usually the masculine that's overactive and the feminine that's underactive. So again, some ways you can exercise your feminine is to meditate. Lots of different ways to meditate. Just some stretching, some yoga. Create some art, whether you like to paint or draw or sculpt or make music or write poetry, anything. Do something artistic. And let's see. Okay, so those are all my tips, and now I'm on to the wellness exercise. The wellness exercise that I have for you for this winter is to do a comfort basket or a comfort corner. I'm sounding really familiar as I say this. I'm starting to wonder, did I already do a video for winter tips and use this? I'm not sure, but oh well. If so, I think it's a great one, and you're getting it again. A comfort basket is a basket that you fill with things that make you feel good, that are comforting to you, soothing to you, make you feel safe, and at home. So there's lots of things that you could fill this with, and it really has to be individualized to your needs. But just some examples, you might have a blanket perhaps underneath it. In your area, you might have a book of jokes, you might have a meditational CD or high vibrational music on a CD. You might have a postcard or some sort of picture of a beautiful scene, so you can close your eyes and visualize it, look at it, close your eyes, imagine it, daydream. You might use a postcard that has your chakras on it, like shows the human body and the chakras, so you can start working with your chakras. You can look at it and remind yourself where they are and what the colors are, and close your eyes and do some visualizing. Or you could use meridians, anything. You may want some essential oils so you can smell them, or some fresh herbs like lavender so you can take it out and smell it. It could be, anything that makes you feel comfortable, safe, and relaxed, and that's good for you. Because some things will make you feel that way temporarily, but not in a deeper level. You'll have some bad side effects, just like the pleasure trap. So, don't go sniffing chemical-laden lotion on me, okay? All right, and so a corner, if you have room to do a whole corner, that is great. You can do, decorate your walls, so it's relaxing and tranquil and comforting for you. The reason I picked this as the wellness exercise for winter is because in the winter, especially in the north, a lot of us have added stress and anxiety due to dangerous weather conditions. If we have to drive to and from work in dangerous weather, or school, or to do our errands, whatever it is, we're gonna tense up more. We're gonna be more alert, more focused. Our adrenaline is gonna be there, and it's important to have a way to counter that and to relax and balance that out, rather than to just stay in an adrenaline state throughout the winter and not really counter it and give that relief. Just like when you exercise, you need to do a warm up and a cool down. You need to do have it balanced. That's why I picked it. Also because, less sunlight, less time to be going outside. People are apt to be in their homes more, and it's good to have a place to go to which makes you feel good. And, anything to bring more happiness and warmth and coziness, comfort, joy, to counter the fact that we're getting less sunlight is good. So thanks for watching the video. I hope this was useful for you all. I hope that people were able to benefit from watching it and listening to it. I appreciate it.
Of course, like always, if you want to leave some comments, that's great, that's welcome. If you want to be sure not to miss any of my videos, then you need to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I hope everyone has a great winter, and stay warm, stay well.